Hello guys, this is Modest Major here, bringing you some commentary over some 21 and 2 Infinity Doubles gameplay on Monolith. Monolith is a map that hasn't seen too much daylight on matchmaking in general. It's a bit of a shame because I think it's a fantastic map. I suppose that's why they're bringing back the Majestic DLC playlist. I find it quite amusing that they're not bringing back the Crimson one, seeing as the Crimson one is actually older and got less numbers actually playing that map pack in general. You know, when do you see Crimson come up in matchmaking? It's very, very rare. So it's almost like admitting defeat to the Majestic, just saying, yo, we understand that the Majestic is far superior in pretty much every way. Which it is. I mean, if it wasn't for Landfall, I think that the Majestic map pack would be one of the best ones out there. You know, Landfall just has its problems, to be honest. Too much of a priority on the rocket launcher as a power weapon, and quite frankly, it almost feels like the map is tailored to the rocket launcher. You know, so many close quarters, it's very easy to get trapped. There's not as much breathing room as on, say, Monolith. You know, Monolith has a rocket launcher, but it also has a beam rifle for counter. It also has several power positions. It also has a lift to very easily be able to escape the rocket launcher's clutch, which I think is something that should be promoted. I don't like maps that are just rocket launcher intensive, because let's be honest, the rocket launcher isn't exactly the hardest weapon to use. It's got a very big splash damage, and you can afford to be a little bit inaccurate with it. So anyway, moving on to this map and why I like it. Monolith, you know, one of the biggest things I like about it is the color coordinated spawns, and that is something that 343 have been trying to push forward a lot recently. You know, first with Adrift and Abandon with the Dark Forest and the purple side. Then you've got Haven with the red and blue. Then you've got you know, Adrift with red and blue, and also with the Forge maps that are coming into play with you know, Simplex, Dispatch, Onyx. Color-coded maps seem to be a design philosophy that 343 are very much taking on board, and I personally love that. I think some competitive players may argue that it almost jeopardizes the skill curve of being able to learn callouts, being able to put them in play, and maybe even create your own callouts. You know, all you have to do now is shout out red and blue. But I would argue that callouts are a skill that, you know, it's not something that is skilled players can set themselves apart with it. You know, it's not something that has a skill curve to it. It's just you either know them or you don't. And as a result, I think it just makes more sense to teach the players how to do it very easy in a very instructive format. And, you know, the colors help do that. Dispatch is a fantastic map for callouts. And I think what I would argue is that, you know, when you go into a map and you don't have callouts in your, you know, arsenal, that's not from you being bad at the game. That's just from you not knowing. Maybe you haven't played the game enough. Maybe you haven't met the right people who can teach you the callouts. That's not a flaw in your own gameplay. That's a flaw that is just being pushed upon you by the game itself. And it's just something you have to learn. It's something that you are inevitably going to be bad at the start. Whereas I like the idea that 343 are trying to say, look, come on this game, you know, all you have to do now is shout out red. There's a guy weak at red. There's a guy weak at blue. And I find that a lot more simplistic and a lot more easy to get into. So the gameplay itself, I'm playing with Titch Mcgee. Titch Mcgee, you probably haven't heard of the name. He's a friend that I used to play with on a regular basis. I used to play Halo 3 with him. There's a lot of nostalgia there with Titch Mcgee. You know, we first played Halo 3. We used to play a lot of zombies back in the day. Not as much matchmaking. We used to be kind of like custom game whores, basically. I loved custom games. They were just some of the funnest times I've ever had in my life. And he didn't really necessarily like Halo 4 too much at the start, and that's why it's been awesome to see his positivity since the 4-shot battle rifle update and the movement update, the movement increase from 100% to 110%. He's just having a lot more fun with the game, and at first he thought that Black Ops 2 was a better game, which of course he was wrong. Of course, I don't know where he got that demonic idea in his brain from, but now he's starting to get into Halo 4, and it's cool to just see the enthusiasm for players to getting in the game. I love turning someone from Halo, from like COD to Halo, from any game to Halo, because I just think it's so rewarding once you start to, you know, put time into the game and learn how to adapt to the skill curve, learn how to improve your use for battle rifle. It's so rewarding. There's no game that really pulls off the feeling of, you know, accomplishment when you 4-shot someone with a BR, when you learn the power weapon timings and, you know, just improve upon your game in general. It's so satisfying, and it's satisfying to see another player realizing that himself. And he's going to be posting on YouTube soon, and I seriously advise you should check him out, because he will probably be posting some Halo 4. I'll try and whip him and say, you're only allowed to play Halo, post Halo. Don't post no Call of Duty, because no one wants to see that, damn it. Even though there are like 1 million people watching COD, but oh well, screw that. Anyway, I've been Modest Major. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this commentary. Peace out.